Sagicor Bank is...
The greatest show on earth is here! And Fan Central goes into extra time for 39 days right throughout FIFA's Showpiece tournament. With a Pepsi in hand, of course. Catch the playbook with a tactical breakdown from our expert coaches. Come sit in our fan corner where you have your say on the day's action. Fame or shame? Who were the best or worst players of the day? And have a laugh as we share some of the best reactions on social media. After the final whistle, it's extra time. Fan Central Extra Time. 8 p.m. daily with 10 p.m. shows on select days where there are 8 p.m. match kickoffs.
Fan Central Extra Time is brought to you by the Pepsi Football Nation, where fans make the rules. Football, better with Pepsi.
The internationally acclaimed On Stage with Winfred Williams.
At a new time, Saturdays at 8 p.m. on CVM TV.
So much more than entertainment.
Every dream conquered is another dream game. I land and I fly again like a jet plane. Headed straight in your direction. 'Cause I'm wiser, one step closer. I'm winning 'cause I work so hard. And the music keeps on playing, and the people never say we are mash up the dance. Oh, what a feeling! Don't stop dreaming. Keep on believing in the power of the feeling. Whatever you want, take a chance. Song in your heart, step in your dance. You got a spark, don't fit it dark. Shine your lights on.
I'm Curlin Brown. Let's continue to inspire Jamaica. And of course, where else will you see it? CVM TV, of course.
Coming up in CVM News at 7, new regulations coming August 1 for poker box operators. Denbigh launches with renewed focus on agricultural growth. And Police Federation not surprised over Finance Ministry's failed promise. In the business report, breaking the energy gridlock, the Facey Lecture Series. While later on in sports, Tivoli Gardens FC has new man at the helm. From Kingston, Jamaica, this is CVM News at 7 for June 20, 2026. I'm TK Dawkins. Thanks so much for joining us. First up, regulators of the betting gaming industry will implement new compliance measures for poker box operators. This as the regulators, the Betting Gaming and Lotteries Commission, seek compliance for national policy outcomes. Failure on the part of operators to meet new obligations and requirements could see them no longer being in business. Details in this report.
As it is, regulating the betting and gaming industry is a difficult undertaking because some players ever so often take a gamble on operating illegally. BGLC officials touting a tightening up of the systems, adding it must be done.
There is a change in how we operate. It's not up to us, it's higher than us. This policy directive is coming from the very top, and we are duty bound to execute as best as possible.
A robust enforcement team and robust enforcement plans, they say, as they impress upon the need to believe them. Senior BGLC staff contend if persons are caught in the dragnet operating illegally, it would be a great inconvenience. So with this in mind, they have set out to engage players in town hall meetings, informing and reminding poker box operators of the penalty for breaking long-standing as well as new rules and regulations. The BGLC is letting them know of the changes to take effect in a few weeks regarding the centralized monitoring system and how it will impact them.
So if you are running a machine that has false technology and is unable to be connected to the central monitoring system, you'll find yourself in conflict with the regulations and in conflict with the law.
So every single machine has to be connected to the system. Simply retrofit old machines or buy a new one. Pushback expected, but authorities saying it's pointless. Operators expected to be compliant.
So what I want the operators to understand is, as of August 1, 2026, we will not be accepting any licenses for new machines that seek to come into the industry unless these machines have the ability to be connected to our centralized monitoring system. We also want them to know that we're not regulating from a force point of view, we're regulating from a consensus. We want them to understand how these changes will help them and facilitate the growth in their business places.
BGLC currently not playing hardball, but seeking a friendly approach to getting operators on board and out of trouble in the long run. The licensing process, they claim, readily available.
There's no excuse to remain non-compliant. We also want you to know that we have a robust enforcement program to roll out. So if you're currently operating outside of the ambits of the licensed market, we're going to encourage you to come in and get regulated. You would not want to find yourselves inconvenienced or involved in any enforcement activities.
Angela Melville, CVM News.
The Jamaica Police Federation says the Finance Ministry has missed an agreed deadline in their latest round of wage negotiations for the new contract period, which began on April 1. It was previously reported that both parties met on Wednesday, June 10, and following discussions, the ministry promised to provide the Federation with an update Wednesday, June 17, but to no avail. The Federation represents rank and file members of the police force. Natasha Williams reports.
Recently installed acting chairman of the Police Federation, Sergeant Lloyd Duncan, says in addition to emailing the Finance Ministry on Friday, he also shared an update with members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force on the ministry's failure to respond as slated, to which they responded.
Most members were saying that they were not surprised we didn't get a response. After our meeting on the 10th, we were expecting that we were promised that we'll be getting formal response on the 17th. To date, that has not been materialized.
He says while the Federation anticipated the negotiations would have been protracted, the war in the Middle East has worsened the wait for rank and file members of the police force.
Everyone, not just the constables, but everyone, including myself, remember, since this war in Iraq started, every week we have an increase in the price of fuel. We are experiencing increase in the cost for goods and services. So it affects everyone.
While dissatisfied with the delay in the wage talks, the acting Police Federation chairman says the police will continue to serve, protect, and reassure.
We are professionals. We made a pledge to serve and protect. So it is a part of our duty to carry out that mandate. Nonetheless, as I said before, all of us are feeling the effects of the economic situation we are in. You know, so I'm definitely looking forward to be called to the table and to have this matter resolved as soon as possible. You know, so that we can get back to the core of serving and protecting the people of Jamaica.
In the meantime, Duncan, who assumed the role as the Police Federation's acting chairman just a week ago, following the promotion of former chairman Arlene McBean to the rank of assistant superintendent, says he has the full support of the committee.
The plan is now just to continue. It's not being left off until we feel that we can position. Go on with the business of the federation and the welfare of the membership.
Sergeant Duncan says he plans to follow up with another letter to Finance Minister Favour Williams, as he says rank and file members of the constabulary are really anticipating a favourable response. Natasha Williams, CVM News.
The countdown is on for the 72nd staging of the Denbigh Agricultural, Industrial and Food Show that was launched on Thursday. Organisers say this year's event will not only showcase the best of Jamaican agriculture, but also celebrate the resilience of the sector following the impact of Hurricane Melissa. This year's theme is Growing Forward, Cultivating a Path to a Better Jamaica. More in this report from Akeem Oret.
The official launch of the 72nd Denbigh Agricultural, Industrial and Food Show has set the stage for what organizers are calling another landmark staging of the Caribbean's largest agricultural exhibition. This year's staging of the showpiece event will be between July 31 and August 2. Chief Executive Officer of the Jamaica Agricultural Society, Darren Grant, hailed the loyalty of patrons and exhibitors who have supported the event for decades. He noted that despite the challenges brought on by Hurricane Melissa, Denbigh remained the only major agricultural show to proceed with support from the Agriculture Ministry and other stakeholders.
The Denbigh Agriculture and Food Show is the largest agricultural food and agricultural show in the English-speaking Caribbean. Year over year, we attract thousands of farmers and patrons, amounting to over 60,000 in some cases.
While reflecting on last year's staging, Mr. Grant underscored the significance of keeping the event alive during a period of recovery. He says the show provides a critical platform for farmers affected by Hurricane Melissa and demonstrates the sector's determination to rebuild.
So last year, we gave away 600 tickets to our farmers. These are season passes for the farmers to come to Denbigh. And this year, with the support of our minister and our permanent secretary, we are able to do 1,000 farmers this year. In addition to that, the minister and the permanent secretary have said to us we should make every effort to ensure that those farmers from the most affected areas get a chance to see the blueprint. So we will be subsidizing and providing transportation for those farmers in areas that was mostly affected by Hurricane Melissa.
In the meantime, Agriculture and Fisheries Minister Floyd Green described Denbigh as more than just an agricultural showcase. He says the event represents the spirit, culture and resilience of Jamaican people, particularly the nation's farmers and fishers who continue to overcome adversity.
At first, when I just came to the ministry, I used to dread going to tour after a weather event. Because when you see the damage, when you see the loss, when you see the destruction, but I don't look forward to it now, but I approach it differently. Because every time I go out there, the farmers, the spirit of the farmers is so encouraging that it gives you the drive to work even harder. And again, Hurricane Melissa showed that.
Akeem Oret, CVM News.
The government says it understands the frustration of Jamaicans who continue to face poor road conditions despite significant investments in infrastructure. Minister with responsibility for works, Robert Morgan, says citizens have a right to expect better roads as taxpayers are contributing to national development. Natasha Williams has the details.
Minister with responsibility for works, Robert Morgan, says many Jamaicans feel neglected when road conditions in their communities fail to reflect the taxes they pay. He argues that public dissatisfaction is justified as citizens expect to see tangible improvements from government spending on infrastructure.
The state of our roads is not simply an engineering problem. It is a physical legacy of decades of economic mismanagement. When a government borrows beyond its means, when interest rates once consume nearly 70 cents of every dollar collected in taxes, when the wage bill crowds out every other category of spending, infrastructure does not get funded. It gets deferred.
Morgan questioned why, despite billions of dollars being invested in road development and rehabilitation projects over the years, many Jamaicans still view the country's road network as being in a deplorable state. He says addressing that perception remains a major challenge for the government.
For decades, including long periods under the PNP administrations, Jamaica carried one of the highest debt to GDP ratio in the world. The financial sector collapsed. FinSoc wiped out savings and businesses and the future of many generations of Jamaicans, of an entire generation. As the debt spiral followed and consumed fiscal resources that should have been used to build roads, schools, hospitals.
The Works Minister sought to assure the nation that the government remains committed to restoring confidence in Jamaica's road infrastructure through great discipline, planning, and sustained investment aimed at improving the quality of roads across the island.
Decades of underinvestment, Madam Speaker, cannot be undone overnight, not in the middle of a pandemic, not while absorbing back-to-back hurricanes, not while global inflation is driving up the price of every ton of asphalt. But under this government, rest assured, they will be undone systematically, deliberately, with fiscal discipline and pragmatically. With fiscal discipline, we have demonstrated that with sustained investment, that discipline has been made possible.
Natasha Williams, CVM News.
As Jamaica seeks to grow its economy and attract additional investment, Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness says the country must continue to position itself as a destination of choice. According to Dr. Holness, investments by international brands such as Rio Hotels and Resorts have helped strengthen the tourism sector and boost visitor arrivals over the years. The Prime Minister made the remarks at Rio's 25th anniversary gala in Montego Bay on Thursday. More from Carla Ramdeen.
During his address at the Rio Anniversary Gala, the Prime Minister said Jamaica must now seek to attract talent from abroad while creating opportunities that encourage Jamaicans to stay home.
And Jamaica must position itself not only as a net exporter of talent, which we have been for almost 200 years, but we need to now position ourselves to be receivers of talent into our economy, if our economy is to grow and expand.
He adds that the government is laying the foundation for growth through infrastructure, public safety, housing, public services, and human capital development to make the country more attractive to residents and investors alike.
While we are strengthening human capital, these are not separate initiatives. They are all part of a single national mission to make Jamaica a place of choice, a place where people want to visit, a place where businesses want to invest, a place where talented people want to work, a place where families want to live, a place where future generations can thrive.
Dr. Holness argues that the tourism sector's value extends beyond visitor arrivals and that hotel occupancy serves as a driver of development across the wider economy.
Tourism is not simply an industry. It is oftentimes the first introduction to a country. It shapes perceptions. It builds confidence. It showcases a nation's potential. Tourism is the gateway to investment-led development.
Carla Ramdeen, CVM News.
CVM News at 7 returns in a moment.
Notice how life nice when you eat good. Natural feed, fresh grass, no stress. Stress? I don't know her. They say happy cows make better milk. Well, just look how happy we are. And I'm sure you can taste the difference. So move to the best milk ever. True milk.
The greatest show on earth is here, and Fan Central goes into extra time for 39 days right throughout FIFA's Showpiece tournament. With a Pepsi in hand, of course. Catch the playbook with a tactical breakdown from our expert coaches. Come sit in our fan corner where you have your say on the day's action. Fame or shame, who were the best or worst players of the day? And have a laugh as we share some of the best reactions on social media. After the final whistle, it's extra time. Fan Central Extra Time. 8 p.m. daily with 10 p.m. shows on select days where there are 8 p.m. match kickoffs.
Fan Central Extra Time is brought to you by the Pepsi Football Nation, where fans make the rules. Football, better with Pepsi.
Welcome back to CVM News at 7. We go now to the business report with Joel Crosskill.
Loads to distribute to you in the business report today. While intent to explore analogues of Jamaica's declared ambition to advance a sustainable approach to energy generation cannot be exhausted, the Facey Lecture Series and chairman of the Pan Jamaica Group, Stephen Facey's ongoing patronage of the conversations that renew and excite interest in the potentials of national development continues to attract important exemplars from across the world, and the 2026 edition, under the theme Breaking the Grid, may be the most consequential yet.
There are moments when events demand that we broaden the discussion. This is one of those urgent moments. We elected to bring this year's lecture forward because Jamaica stands at an important crossroads in its energy journey. And the decisions we make as a country in the months ahead will shape our future for decades to come. Questions surrounding energy security, affordability, reliability, and independence have become impossible to ignore. Fortunately, we do not need to imagine what success looks like. We can learn from a country that has already achieved it. It is not a global superpower. It is not blessed with unlimited resources. Yet, in a remarkably short period of time, it transformed its energy sector into one of the most successful renewable energy systems in the world. At the center of that transformation is our guest speaker this evening.
I'm Ramon Mendez. I'm the former Secretary of Energy of my country, Uruguay, and I'm running a non-profit organization.
The former director of Uruguay's energy transformation navigated a nation of approximately 3.3 million onto a schedule where energy costs have halved, employment has grown, and energy stability has been maintained.
We decreased the cost of electricity because we went from about $11 per kilowatt hour production cost, not the bill, production cost, $11 to only $6 per kilowatt hour. And if you look in the whole budget to produce electricity, it used to be about $1.1 billion, and now it's only about $600 million per year. So it's a cost reduction of $500 million every single year for a small country, more or less of the size as yours. But perhaps much more important than the cost reduction is the cost stability. Because you have all those crazy fluctuations of energy commodity prices. We don't have this because we do not depend on energy commodities. Yes, what we proved is that energy transition is possible. It's not just dreams, it's not just papers, it's reality. And yes, we proved that, first of all, that it is possible to manage a power system with a high share of renewables, and almost half of that being variable renewable energies as wind and solar. And yes, we've also proved that renewables is not a contradiction between either climate or economy. It's both climate and economy today, because it brings solution for all these issues at the same time.
Among the most weighty challenges of the age, what fuels the future of the economy? What gives the social fabric space to breathe? Dr. Ghislaine frames it like this: it's all about the environment.
The cost of capital is almost everything Everything is a new system, is the cost of capital. And for that, the most important thing is to decrease risk perception by investors. If investors see a risk, then the cost of capital will be higher, and then the cost of energy will be higher. This happened because we received about $6 billion investment. We succeeded to create the condition for have this on the country, and this is 12% of the GDP. Imagine how much is the 12% of GDP of Jamaica, and you can imagine the impact on your economy. For example, as Mr. Fossey was saying, we created 50,000 new jobs, and this is about 3% of the total labor force of the country.
However, even he was cautious in explaining that the availability of thermal options remains firmly ensconced, not based on legacy, but as a precaution.
The thermal power plants are like the car insurance. You pay the car insurance expecting not to use it. And this is what we do, but we need it. We pay for them to be there, expecting not to use them.
Dr. Ghislaine's address assured that achieving something similar would neither be incendiary nor anticlimactic for Jamaica's current context.
I'm not fighting against fossil fuels. My only point is that we have to put all of them in this equal footing. If we put all in the equal footing, renewables are going to beat. But we need the other ones. Today, for you, wind plus solar plus battery is the panacea, the perfect panacea for you.
Jamaica, I think, is in a perfect moment today because we are in a condition to redefine, for example, the link with the JPS, and there's an opportunity to redefine the environmental, the institutional framework and to make interesting decisions. Now the costs are ready and the technology is ready, so it's just the moment to take good decisions.
And that was your business report.
To news overseas now, high-level delegations from the United States and Iran are gathering in Switzerland for closely watched negotiations aimed at advancing a multi-point memorandum of understanding. The talks, held under tight security, bring together U.S. officials, Iranian representatives and regional mediators, including Qatar and Pakistan. We hear from Al Jazeera.
Strict security is in place here in Bergenstock, where possibly the most consequential meeting for the Middle East is about to take place. This place is owned by the Qatari government and has been previously home to a similar diplomatic meeting during the Ukraine war. I'm about to take you into the media center where it is completely empty. There's very few media personnel who've been able to gain access. That is why this is such prime location for these meetings, because it is secluded and the entry to this place can be controlled quite effectively. This is the Iran-US 14 points that are going to be coming under discussion. What an extraordinary turn of events here on Saturday as the entire situation was about to fall apart. Then we saw the Pakistani Interior Minister making his way to Tehran, the Qatari Foreign Minister and Prime Minister here in Bergenstock. Both sides, the mediators who've been crucial in bringing these sides together, have been able to bring it closer one more time. The biggest sticking point remains the first point of the Memorandum of Understanding, which stipulates that both sides need to abide by the agreement and respect each other's territorial integrity and sovereignty. That includes Lebanon, and that's where the Israeli attacks have continued, and that's why Iran has shut down the Strait of Hormuz. In terms of the delegates here, we know that Jared Kushner, President Trump's son-in-law, and Steve Witkoff, his special envoy, are both here. The Qatari foreign minister is already here, has been holding a number of important meetings. We're also hearing from the Pakistanis that they are also going to be arriving with high levels of engagement, and the Interior Minister is already part of this. We're hearing the Foreign Minister, who has actually traveled to Cairo for the Quad meeting between Pakistan, Egypt, Saudi Arabia, and Turkey. This is where the meeting is going to take place. Again, this is the press center, which is completely empty. We're expecting that there's going to be more press personnel who are going to be here when the actual event takes place. But now the entire focus is not on the next phase of implementing the 14 points, but it's actually coming back. Commitment for commitment, implementation, not just a signing ceremony. So it is going to be extremely crucial for these sides to come together in the presence of the mediators and be able to make